Is there anyone from that period that you still talk to? I mean, I know, your father-in-law, that's your father-in-law.
Yeah.
Like that's family, but like anyone. You haven't talked to Joe Carey in a while?
I never really knew Joe Carey. I met the guy like twice. I'd like to kick that guy's ass. He's a fucking coward motherfucker. And he's a corrupt motherfucker. Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
don't
If I ever
apologize.
see him, I'm kicking his ass. I'm off probation. I could do it. That fucker will cry. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, yeah. I was reading up on Carey before this, and the writing on him is hilarious because it's like he's a super democratic strategist. He worked for Carter's re-election campaign.
Yeah.
Then he ran Mondale's campaign in the Midwest, where he lost every single state except Minnesota.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's close to Gore. He used to brag to me about Gore. I've met this guy like 3 times, maybe 2 in my life.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. But he was supposedly a Gore guy. And then when the pressure came on, he just like totally crumbled and would say whatever they wanted to say. And look, I think there's a responsibility when you know there's wrongdoing.
Yeah.
To do it. That's like that's in prison. That's like they'll fuck you up if you're a snitch. Okay?
Yeah.
But I don't think that's wrong. When there's wrongdoing, I think you have an obligation
In politics, yeah.
to cooperate with that, right? So I don't want to be too critical of that, but he's just a sniveling, coward, hypocrite, corrupt guy who made a lot of money being a cheater and a corrupt coward on other people's stuff. And then when the shit hit the fan, he was the first one with no backbone to do what he did on other people. And whatever he said about me had no impact on my case because none of that stuff was even charged. But in the second trial anyway, it was ridiculous stuff in the first trial. I don't even know if that was his stuff, but I met a lot of guys like that in prison. It's funny because my wife Patty and my kids would come and visit me, sometimes. In the beginning, it was maybe 2 or 3 times a year, and then as time went by, it was maybe once a year, once every 18 months, just because it was harder for them. And it's harder for the kids to have to then get a taste of their dad and then have to leave, right? And so it was better the way it evolved. But there were visits all through those years. And somewhere down the road, probably, I don't know, the 3rd or 4th year, I think at one of the visits, Patty asked me, maybe, I don't even know if she asked me, but I think I may have just told her. I was just telling her about white-collar bullshitters and how I felt closer to the drug dealers.
Yeah.
Because they were businessmen and entrepreneurs, and they were selling a product that was illegal, and they should be held responsible, treated justly and fairly and mercifully. I believe there should be elements of that for everybody. But that they were just better guys than a lot of these white-collar criminals who are such fucking bullshitters.
You had Jeff Skilling in there at the same time.
Jeff Skilling was in that higher security prison with me. Actually, he didn't strike me that way, like I'm describing.
Really?
Now. I didn't really know him that well. I wasn't that close to him. And, he insisted he didn't do anything wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know that the Arthur Anderson case that was connected to Enron was all crap. It was bullshit, too. It was the Supreme Court ruled 9-0. They didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And this federal prosecutors now on CNN did that to them. He should be in prison. But I'm talking about these white-collar guys, like venture capital guys, hedge fund guys, Ponzi scheme guys, con men. They're con men.
Yes.
They're liars, and they just tell lies. And they're cowards, too. Joe Carey's that guy. He's one of those. And if he was in prison, he'd get his ass kicked. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is there anyone? I was interested.